All right, so here is a simple total body workout that you can do with minimal equipment. We're just gonna use a bag, some groceries, like a reusable shopping bag, too, if you got it, and some groceries, right? Especially stuff that has a little bit of density, like some canned goods, or I use a bag of rice and canned goods. And if you need it, a chair and maybe some books. Let's dive right into this. All right, so here's our squat. If you're comfortable squatting, pain-free, right? Hips, knees, you can come right to it. Heels shoulder width apart, feet slightly turned out, right? We'll send those hips back, right? So again, as long as you feel solid, right, you can come right to it, right? Knees out, send the hips back. Knees out, send the hips back. If you want to add some resistance to this, a simple way you can do this at home with stuff that most of us have, right? Shopping bag, maybe a bag of rice, canned goods, right? This is like a medium-sized bag of rice. It weighs about 5 pounds, right? Cans weigh about a half a pound a piece, right? Half a pound to a pound. So you can load it up to with the appropriate amount of weight that's right for you. You can grab it, right? Kind of like a kettlebell style or goblet style, where you're gonna grab the sides of the bag, right? And we're just gonna make it a front-loaded squat. Just like as if you were picking something up off the ground, right? So again, simple way we can load stuff. If you need to regress this a little bit by, maybe you got some pain in knees or hips, and we just want to monitor how far you go down, we can limit the range of motion by creating a preset range of motion using a chair or a bench. And a lot of times, for a lot of people, if you do have knee issues or hip issues, a normal sized chair or bench may still be too low. So what you can do, I recommend like a hard surface, but you can always add books on top and do the same thing, right? And you can create a preset, determined range of motion, so you know you're not moving into, or you don't run the risk of moving into a more painful range of motion. Even here, right, you can do these box squats. If you're strong, and you can still load it and still do box squats, right? Sitting back into that chair and coming up. And again, right, if you need, sit back and then come up, right? Sit back and then come up. If again, this is something new for you. Watch range of motion, make sure it's pain-free, and let your body recover. Breathing normalize in between sets and reps. All right, hope this is helpful. So we're gonna come into a push-up, and we're gonna use a countertop. So again, the way that we can regress or progress a push-up, right, is by declining the range or declining the position of the body, right? So I'm gonna start off, which a lot of us can do. We'll start off with a countertop. Countertops are usually high enough that it's a good place to start. We're going to, right, position ourselves right next to that counter, right? Hands on the counter. We're gonna create a nice strong standing plank position. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna engage our quadriceps to gently lock out the knees. We're gonna engage our glutes, put a little bit of a tuck in the pelvis to keep this lumbopelvic area nice and strong. And we're gonna engage our core like you're kind of bracing for a punch. Hands are gonna go down on that countertop, right? We're going to drop the shoulders back and down, gently lift the chest or sternum as the elbows kind of roll in. You're gonna press through the outside edges of the palms. I like to kind of roll my fingers out just a little bit to ensure I'm getting this external rotation at that shoulder joint to keep a nice strong position of that shoulder joint. Right? Then from here, this nice strong position, I'm gonna walk on out to a position that feels comfortable for me and I feel confident in. I'm lifting my heels. I'm gonna stay up on the ball toe. Again, engaging that core, quads, glutes, core, shoulders back and down. I'm gonna slowly lower to the position that feels right for me and then press on up and out. Slowly lower to a position that feels right for me, press on up and out. So really, I'm not going beyond where my elbow is lined up with my torso and shoulder. If I go further, it starts putting more stress on that shoulder joint, and it's just harder to keep this shoulder back and down position. So it may be, this is your range of motion, and that's great. Now, if that becomes easy, we can always make it more challenging by lowering the position that we're going to, or lowering the You know, maybe we're going to, here I'm gonna use a desk, a little bit lower than a counter, right? Same idea, right? I'm gonna, again, stand nice and tall next to it. Hands are gonna come down onto the platform, shoulders back and down, elbows in. I'm gonna step on out to a comfortable position, lifting my heels, quads engaged, glutes engaged, cores engaged, and I'm gonna, again, lower down only to a position that feels optimal for me, right? Anything further than this, and I'm gonna start really kind of getting into that shoulder a little bit, so I wanna keep that range of motion a little bit more limited. Again, if we want to take this a step further, right, maybe we come on down and we use our coffee table, right? It's the same idea, right? Shoulders back and down, elbows in, heels lifted. And again, we're just limiting that range of motion. And if we want to take it further than that, we're taking it on down to the floor. There's your push-up. So here we have your at-home loaded carry. And what we're gonna do is, just like with the squat, we're gonna use a shopping bag. And we can load this with, again, we got a 5-pound bag of rice here. We also have a canned goods, right? So we can load with canned goods. And if you're just starting off with this, you know, number one, stick with a manageable weight. And I would get 2 bags, shopping bags, as long as you have it. And what we can do here is, again, we load it up. We're going to lift, we're going to walk down the end of the hallway and carry it back, right? So again, we'll walk on down. When we get down to the end of the hallway, we'll put it down. We'll grab the bags, pick them back up, and carry them on down. Now, if you want to make this more challenging, obviously, number one, you can put more weight in your bags, and that's a fun way to make it more challenging. You can also go single arm, right, and carry with just a single arm. And again, just make sure you're not schlepping it, right? You're not here just kind of moving it. You want to keep everything nice and engaged, nice and lifted, good posture, right? Shoulders gently back and down. If you want to, also you can carry it in front of your body like this. Puts a little bit more demand on your core, right? So you can always do the same thing. You can lift, extend it out, and carry it just like that. That's a fun variation, right? Another thing that you can do, another fun way to create a little variation on this, again, especially if you don't have a whole lot of weight and you need to make it more challenging, is instead of just doing a basic carry where you're just walking in good posture, you can do a march, right? So you can really just exaggerate picking up that knee and maintaining that nice solid core position. So that'll challenge your balance as well. All right, cool. That's your at-home loaded carry. So there's your workout, right? 3 simple exercises. You got a squat, you got a push-up, and you got this loaded carry. And again, you can make it to where about anybody can do this. So if you're new to exercise, you're new to strength training, maybe you're a little older, a little more deconditioned, you're doing all the variations. You're doing the counter push-up, you're doing the chair squat, right? With the book, if you need to. You're doing the loaded carry, but with minimal, with just maybe a couple canned goods. Again, pick the variation that's optimal for you. If you work out all the time and you're stuck at home, right? You can, if you got like something like kettlebells, awesome, great. If not, right, you're just loading up that shopping bag. Again, maybe you're doing push-ups from the floor. You're doing squats or squat jumps. Maybe you're going deeper with your squat. Again, maybe you're adding, adding in a couple bags of rice, and some canned goods to whatever variation or however you need to load that bag to make it effective for you. And again, maybe that carry, you're doing that march, you're holding it out goblet style, and just really, really challenging that core. I hope this is helpful. Again, if you're deconditioned, right, maybe you're sticking with 2 to 3 circuits and you're resting in between each exercise as needed, or at least until your breathing normalizes. If you're a powerhouse, maybe you're going 3 to 5 circuits of this and you're just plowing right straight through. Up to you. Choose a variation that's right for you. Let me know how it goes, if this is something that's effective for you. Pretty simple, and it can be an effective, quick, efficient workout. All right, leave a comment if you like it, and reach out if needed. All right, aloha.